Once upon a time, in a small village in Africa, lived a young good man named Enyinna and a beautiful, intelligent lady named Ndobi. From the moment they met, their hearts entwined and they became inseparable. Their love blossomed like the vibrant rose flowers. The villagers often spoke of their deep connection, marveling at how perfectly they complemented each other. Enyinna and Ndobi believed their love could conquer any challenge that life might throw their way. As their relationship grew more serious, Enyinna and Ndobi decided to visit the village healer known for his knowledge of herbs and medicine. They sought his blessing and advice before taking marriage vows. The healer performed several traditional health checks. However, as the healer completed his examinations, his facial appearance changed. He looked sad, said the couple with their hearts beating so hard. He looked at the couple and said, "My dear children, your love is as deep as the ocean, but there is something you must know. You are not compatible because both of you are AS genotype. If you marry and have children, they could suffer greatly." They went to the elders. They advised them not to marry. They explained that the love they felt for each other, though genuine and deep, should not cloud their judgments or lead them to make a decision that could bring suffering to their future children. Enyinna and Ndobi were heartbroken. They could not imagine a life without each other. They pleaded with the elders, arguing that their love was strong enough to overcome any obstacle, but the elders, experienced and wise, remained firm in their stance, urging the couple to consider the long-term implications of their union. Despite the elders' warnings and the pleas from their families, Enyinna and Ndobi refused to part ways. They believed that their love was a divine gift and that fate had brought them together for a reason. Defying tradition and the advice of their elders, Enyinna and Ndobi decided to start a family. Their first child, Nna, was born with sickle cell disease. At first, Enyinna and Ndobi were hopeful that they could provide the best care for their son. However, as Nna grew, they witnessed his suffering firsthand, the painful crisis, the frequent hospital visits, and the limitations on his activities. Enyinna and Ndobi worked with heavy hearts as Nna's condition worsened over time. They realized the magnitude of the challenge they faced in caring for a child with sickle cell disease. Their once vibrant home became filled with worry and sorrow. Despite their unwavering love for Nna, Enyinna and Ndobi couldn't shake the feeling of regret. They regretted not heeding the warning of their elders, not fully understanding the consequences of their genetic match. They regretted bringing a child into the world who would suffer so greatly as Nna's health declined. Enyinna and Ndobi devoted themselves to making his remaining days as comfortable as possible. They sought out the best medical care, surrounded him with love, and prayed for his relief from pain. But their regret lingered, a constant reminder of the consequences of their union. As Nna grew older, his parents' regret deepened with each day passing. They watched as he struggled to keep up with other children, his energy drained, the relentless pain of sickle cell crisis. Despite their efforts to shield him from harm, Nna's condition continued to worsen. Enyinna and Ndobi found themselves consumed by guilt, wondering if they had been selfish in their desire to start a family without fully considering the potential consequences. They questioned whether they had been fair to Nna, bringing him into a world where he would face such immense challenges. Their once joyful home became shrouded in sadness, overshadowed by the weight of their regrets. Enyinna and Ndobi couldn't help but mourn the life that Nna could have had if not for his illness. A life free from pain and suffering, filled with boundless opportunities. Nna's condition worsened. Enyinna and Ndobi felt powerless to ease his suffering. They sought solace in each other's arms, finding strength in their shared love for their son. But their regret remained, a constant reminder of the irreversible consequences of their genetic match. Though their regrets would always linger, Enyinna and Ndobi found comfort in the knowledge that they had loved Nna fiercely and had done everything in their power to care for him. And as they grieved for their son, they held onto the hope that their story would serve as a cautionary tale for others, reminding them of the importance of genetic compatibility, the devastating impact it can have on a family. As days passes, Enyinna and Ndobi found themselves with feelings of helplessness and despair. They had hoped that their love would be enough to overcome the challenges posed by sickle cell disease. But they soon realized that their son's suffering was beyond their control. Their home became a place of constant worry and sorrow. Enyinna and Ndobi spent sleepless nights by Nna's bedside, praying for his pain to ease and for a miracle that never came. They couldn't shake the feeling that they had failed their son, condemning him to a life filled with pain and hardship. Despite their best efforts to remain strong, Enyinna and Ndobi couldn't escape the relentless grip of regrets. They questioned every decision they had made, wondering if there was something they could have done differently to spare Nna from his suffering. Their hearts ached with the weight of their guilt, knowing that they were responsible for bringing their son into a world of pain. As Nna's health continued to decline, Enyinna and Ndobi faced the agonizing reality that they would soon have to say goodbye to their beloved son. They held onto its precious moments with him, cherishing the time they had left together, while with the unbearable pain of knowing that they would soon lose their son. They finally said goodbyes to Nna. Enyinna and Ndobi vowed to honor his memory by educating others in the village about the risks of sickle cell disease and advocating for greater awareness of sickle cells. They hoped that by sharing their story, they could prevent other families from experiencing the same heartache they endured, hoping to spare future generations from the same pain and regret they experienced. Enyinna and Ndobi learned a hard lesson about the importance of genetic compatibility and the profound impact it can have on their children.